It's not very often that someone like me gets the opportunity to spend time talking one-on-one to a businessman who is worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Well, today I had that opportunity, and here's the recording of my conversation with my special guest, JT Foxx. Hello, and I'd like to welcome to the show JT Foxx.
Thank you. It's good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you too, JT.
Well, you are very good at what you do. I always have and when you ask me to be on your show, I get asked all the time, and I say no pretty much all the time. The reason I said yes to you, I still remember when we did the buying and selling business with my coach, Hugh Hilton. And we did an event in New York, which is like literally January of 2020. And you're the only one who went out and did the first deal. You did it before me. And now that is the world that you and I are both in. You just did it before me. So I never forgot that. And if you remember, I kept that promise, and you had lunch with Hugh Hilton.
Absolutely.
Including calling you during a holiday weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is really where I wanted to start, because in the past you've been very interested in real estate, doing a lot of deals in real estate. And now you've shifted your focus much more towards the idea of buying and building businesses. Yeah. Just tell me about that and why that came about.
I mean, listen, I didn't know how to do it, and Hugh did a great job doing it, but it still didn't have all the tools, and I was very busy. You took it to a whole new level and did that further kind of out there. Now with Adam Coffey, obviously, bought $2.4 billion in exits, 58. To be partnered with someone who knows that stuff is much easier. But I think what I've realized, and people like you, and I think people should do business with you, because the businesses you buy are needed, engineering and parts, and it's what's needed. And they're boring businesses. They don't have a sexiness, but they have a huge exit multiple. And I didn't realize how sexy your businesses was until, we started. So.
And the way you look at the market right now, obviously you get a lot of opportunities, all different kinds. You keep coming back to businesses. You keep coming back to the idea of buying businesses as opposed to real estate, as opposed to the other kinds of deals you've looked at before. So what is it that brings you back to that?
Well, let's just take the UK, for example. It's hard to do investing in real estate in the UK for the simple reason, for some reason, everybody overpays for properties in London. Like, you don't see the deals because there's the pound, there's overseas people. And and it's competitive. And with businesses, it's very fragmented in the UK. It's not like one big player. There's a lot of little fragmentations put together as well. And I think people underestimate UK entrepreneurs, right? And you take a look at all the Formula One car racings are, in essence, in the UK, Red Bull, Aston Martin, cars, Range Rover. And I think a lot of people don't. I think they underestimate. And then how many British people do you have that Simon Cowell, Chef Gordon Ramsay, that are big in America, James Corden, and I think people underestimate the power of British entrepreneurs, and it's it's never. Everyone thought it was going to fall after Brexit, which looking back, is it a good move? Who knows? But like, the UK ain't going anywhere. You know what I mean? London is the epicenter of the world, the capital of the world, in my opinion. And so the reason I go back is because it's the art of the deal. But the difference is, as you know, when we look at a property, it's easy to evaluate. What's it worth, right? It's 500,000 pounds. So I could put this in. As a business, there's a lot of traps, and evaluating is sometimes harder because they're taking, they're paying their kids and their massages and their car payments, you know what I mean? So what's the true value? And so that's what makes it a little bit different.
When you're looking at businesses, what are the things which make it a good business for you? What are the things about a business which make it look like a good opportunity?
Exit strategy. What's the exit strategy? Like, I almost bought my landscaping company, because, you know, Adam says it's a great exit. And then after getting the numbers, because it was like only making 500,000 in revenue a year. And I think my lawn was like half, it must have been, right? And Adam said the problem with that business is that you're gonna have to go in there and you're gonna have to build it, right? You're gonna have to, like, as opposed to buying a business already doing $1 million, that's already got a track record. It's a lot, you know, it's almost like a startup, right? And so you kind of want to come plug and play, put a bunch of companies together and put it for an exit.
Some people would look at a business and think, well, that business is cheap, so I can buy it cheap, so I can get a good deal on the way in. Is that what we're looking for?
You know what? If you would have asked me, because I was the type of guy who buys distressed properties, right? But now it's a little bit different. Like Adam says, you have to buy great businesses, you know, that are doing well, because if they're not doing well, then you have to spend all time fixing it. That's the shift for me. And it's, you know, I bought my house at market value, then it doubled, right? Value. Even at the time of buying my own house during the pandemic, because I moved to Nashville, I was like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I was like, because I'm so used to buying below market value, but this house would never have gone below market value, right? So it's like one of those things, right?
And I think actually, just from the dealings that I've had with you over the last couple of years, I've seen that change in you, the way that you evaluate deals. Cheap is not always good.
I know. I still have that. I still go to Walmart, for the record. So probably the wealthiest one. I come in, like I have more money than everybody combined in this Walmart, but it's the same stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's the same stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. I think people underestimate the amount of work required in turning around a business. They say, oh, we'll turn it around.
Everything is work, but turning around is more work. That's the irony, right? Like, and I think there's a lot, it's not instant buying a business. I mean, it's so good. It's like you have to put a little bit of pain into the learning for the long-term gain. But once you got it dialed in, like yourself, you know what I mean? You can make a lot of money.
So what are the red flags if you're looking at a business?
I mean, listen, most people lie to you. They don't tell you. I think you have to do what I call Phil left brain due diligence. And I think as a right brainer, we just kind of get into it. You're a left brainer. I would strongly recommend that people partner with you or get involved with you, because it's all about the due diligence. And it's not what you know that's going to hurt you. It's what you don't know. And by the way, what they're not telling you. And no one tells you the truth. So they're like, surprise.
And that's true. And however good your due diligence is, you still get surprises. So.
I know. You're depressing me. It's early in the morning to be depressed.
So when you, again, looking at the business from the outside before you buy it, obviously businesses have systems, processes. They also have the soft stuff, people, culture. How do they sort of balance up for you? Which is more important?
I mean, here's the thing too. It's all about the people, especially when you want to scale and combine and exit. Like if you don't have the great people, then you got to go back into the mud, right? And so people, profit, processes, the 3 P's.
I think that's so true. And the problems you have when you buy a business are all human problems, like the first name, last name thing.
Yes.
Systems
every
are easy.
problem I have is a first name and last name. But thanks for reminding me. I woke up at 4 a.m. in the morning to be reminded of my problems right before on a holiday. Love you, buddy.
And I can't tell you how much I appreciate you being on and giving me the time that you've given me. Knowing
Anytime.
what
There could have been, as I always tell people, there could have been 1 person listening or 1 million people listening. I would have been here because I always do what I say I'm going to do, lead by example. And that's why you're a great deal maker. And that's why people should get involved with you, because you are the definition of loyalty, my friend.
Thank you. And this is important because people do listen to this and it will be around for a while. So I really appreciate your time.
Anytime. Thanks, buddy.